Hey everyone, this is Lil already from Abstrakt Music Lab, and today we're going to talk about 5 methods on how to make things stereo. I'm not talking about things that are already stereo, I'm talking about things that are in mono and how to make them stereo. For this, we're going to work with a synth and with a hi-hat, and this way we know how a synth and a hi-hat react to these 5 methods. So let's dive into the project, and I hope you like this video. Now to start, we have 2 elements. We have this synth, and we also have this hi-hat. Both are in mono, and now we're gonna make, with these 5 methods, we're gonna make them sound in stereo. So method number 1 is a plugin that I really like called Wider. Wider is a plugin from Infected Mushroom that you can grab for free in the link below. And basically what it does, it makes things wider. When you listen to the synth here, it's in mono, and now we're gonna make it stereo. Can you see how it becomes stereo? It's shifting a little bit to the right, but something you can correct with the panning of the channel. So it sounds in the center, but also stereo. And we can go even further with it. So we have a signal that was in mono, now it's stereo. And so will happen with the hi-hat. Notice how it became stereo, but it's not shifting to the right here. And this happens because it totally depends on the sound that you're using, and they are affected in a different way, which can cause one channel to be panned to the left, one channel to pan to the right, and one to stay just in the middle. But there you go, method number 1. Let's go to method number 2. Method number 2 is something that I use all the time, which is the Haas effect. The Haas effect consists of delaying one of the sides a little bit from the other. Basically, this side, let's say this is the left, it's gonna play later than the right ear. Let's do the example and then you're gonna understand it a little better. So we have it here. We're gonna pan them 100% left and 100% right. So 100% left, 100% right. Still in mono. But now we're gonna delay the left ear in 10 milliseconds. And there you go. It sounds completely stereo right now. Let's apply this to the synths right now. One synth playing on the left, one synth playing on the right. Both together, they sound in mono. But when I delay one of them, it's now in stereo. You can listen that it's in stereo. The problem with the Haas effect though is when you put it back to mono, it may cause you some problems. So let me show it to you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna make this channel mono right now. And listen to this after the Haas effect and how it sounded originally. We changed the mono signal a little bit, and this might not be good. This may cause you some phase cancellation when you're talking about synths. And when talking about hi-hats, it's now in stereo, but when we put it in mono, we listen, it causes some... The hits of the hi-hats are not in sync, so it causes like a ta-dung, 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 instead of, in addition to being quieter. So pay attention with the Haas effect. I use it a lot, actually. I use it a lot for hi-hats, especially stuff after 2K, but pay attention because this is a problem that happens with the Haas effect. Let's go now to method number 3. Well, method number 3 is something really simple that could cause you a lot of problem. At the same time, it could make your tracks really wide. It's one of the reasons why I think that Icarus from Medion is a track that is so wide. Just listen and pay attention to it. But when we put it in mono, you lose a lot of information. And why is this happening? Well, what Medion is doing over here, he's basically doing phase inversions. And phase inversions can be awesome to make it as wide as possible, but at the same time, when you make your stuff wider with phase inversions, when you put it back to mono, the sounds completely go away. So just listen. We're gonna invert the phase right now. Mono, phase inverted. So you can see it's really wide, but when you put it back to mono, gone. And the same happens to the hi-hats. Playing in mono, phase inverting, fully wide, but when you put it back to mono, gone. So the problem with phase inversion is that when you put it back to mono, it's completely gone. And Medion did this in his track. Well, I think he did it in his track. And it caused the track to be awesome in stereo. But when you put it in mono, look how much content we lose from the chords and everything. So that's the problem with phase inversion. Do I use it? Well, sometimes I do use it, but you have to pay attention to it because, as I said, when you put it in mono, it completely goes away. Well, let's go to method number 4 right now. Method number 4, it's simply by changing the left sounds from the right sounds. So you're listening to something that are similar, but they're not the same, and this feels that it's different. Let's listen to the first hi-hat. Mono. And now I've introduced a new hi-hat. As you can see here, hi-hat 10, hi-hat 8. So hi-hat 1, hi-hat 2. They're really close, but they're not the same. I'm gonna make one completely right and one completely left. And I'm not gonna change anything in the timing right now. I'm just gonna make one play completely right and the other one completely left. Original. Different sounds. See how it makes things really wide? If you do 2 takes of your guitar, you pan one fully right and one fully left, and you're gonna have the same result because you're never gonna play exactly the first take as you did it in the second take. And the same can be done with synths. What we're gonna do here, we're gonna distort the left ear, but we're not gonna distort the right ear. And this is gonna create a sense of stereo. Left ear distortion. Put it in post. All the way up, and left ear, and we're gonna put this 100% right, 100% left. And now let's see the result. By making the left ear different from the right ear, we are creating distortion as well. And this takes us to the method number 4, which is something that I really like doing for vocals especially, which is microshifting. So method number 5, microshifting, is something that I really like doing. I only know of this plugin that it's paid. It's called Microshift from Soundtoys. And basically what it does, it just spreads it out. By micro detuning the right ear from the left ear, basically we're making the right different from the left, as we've seen in method number 4. But we're doing this with a plugin, which helps us do that. Let's go to the hi-hats, how it sounds before this. And this is completely stereo right now. So before, after. This is microshifting, and it works as well for synths, and it works amazingly for vocals. I use it for all my vocals, and I highly recommend you using it as well. And that's it. These are my 5 methods of how to make things that are in mono stereo, and I hope you've liked this video. Let me know in the comments below which of the methods are you going to try next, and I hope to see you in the next video. Hit the like button if you like it, hit the subscribe if you loved it. See you in the next video. Cheers.